Fresh off the first weekend of Coachella, a major fashion brand closely tied to the festival scene is now facing some serious legal heat. A $50 million lawsuit has just been filed, and the company at the center of it? None other than Revolve, a name that's become practically synonymous with influencer culture and ultra-curated festival fashion. If you've been keeping tabs on past Coachella recaps, you've likely heard Revolve's name pop up more than once. But this time, the headlines aren't about their extravagant desert parties or celebrity-studded guest lists. They're about alleged deceptive marketing practices that might just shake up the influencer space in a big way. Here's the scoop. Revolve is now dealing with a class action lawsuit that accuses them of misleading consumers through influencer posts that weren't properly marked as ads. We're talking about social media influencers who were allegedly paid to promote Revolve products but never disclosed those partnerships. No hashtag ad, no hashtag sponsored, nothing that would let the average person know they were being marketed to. The woman who filed the suit claims she wouldn't have made certain purchases if she'd known those glowing Instagram posts were actually paid promotions. And considering Revolve's prices are often 10 to 40% higher than similar products from other retailers, that's a pretty big deal. It's not just a slap on the wrist situation. These are violations that fall under Federal Trade Commission, FTC guidelines. The FTC requires that any form of compensation, whether it's cash, free products, or brand deals, must be clearly disclosed in social media content. And if that isn't happening, that's a problem not just for the brand, but for the influencers too. To longtime watchers of influencer culture, this isn't exactly surprising. Revolve has built a reputation for extravagant events and picture-perfect content, especially surrounding Coachella. Their annual Revolve Festival has long been the influencer hotspot, often rivaling the main music festival in hype and visibility. Instead of heading to the Coachella grounds, many influencers opt to attend only the Revolve events in nearby Indio, swapping stages and crowds for luxury villas, VIP lounges, glam teams, and all the networking one could dream of. For a while, it was the place to be. But not everything has been as polished behind the scenes. Over the past few years, Revolve Festival has caught heat for being disorganized. Some influencers reported being stranded in the desert without transportation, comparing the chaotic logistics to the infamous Fire Festival. Complaints included favoritism based on follower count and a general sense of exclusion for smaller creators. In response, Revolve has tried to scale back. Last year and again this year, they condensed the festivities to a single day, but they didn't hold back on the luxury. This year's gifting suite was next level. Attendees were greeted with a room stacked wall-to-wall with premium freebies, everything from high-end beauty products to clothing and even Dyson Airwraps, which retail for hundreds of dollars. Some influencers shared their experiences online, marveling at how surreal it felt to be surrounded by such abundance. Embroidery stations, personalized goodies, and Coachella-ready gear were everywhere. Of course, these kinds of gifting suites aren't new, but the scale and luxury on display here were exceptional, even by influencer standards. And it's part of what makes this lawsuit so significant. If influencers received all of this in exchange for promotion and failed to disclose it, they could be in violation of the law. But this isn't the only controversy Revolve has weathered lately. Remember last year's viral moment involving their partnership with Pizza Slime? The two brands teamed up for a cheeky after-party during Coachella that stirred some confusion. A TikToker named Reagan Kersey posted a now viral video calling out signage at the event that directed guests to different entrances based on their follower count. Over 1 million followers to the left, under 1 million to the right. Understandably, many people were rubbed the wrong way. Turns out the signage was intended as a joke, a satirical take on influencer culture, which Pizza Slime often parodies. In reality, everyone went to the same party. But because the event was also tied to Revolve, a brand already known for exclusivity, the joke didn't land quite right. Instead of satire, many saw it as yet another example of influencer elitism, something Pizza Slime could get away with, but Revolve couldn't. Fast forward to this year. Just when it seemed like Revolve might make it through Coachella season without any fresh drama, the lawsuit hit. And the timing couldn't be worse. Their stock is already down nearly 40% this year, despite reporting over $1 billion in revenue last year. According to the Los Angeles Times, Revolve knew this could happen. In its own 2023 annual report, the company warned that if influencers didn't start following FTC rules around disclosure, legal trouble could be on the horizon. And now, here we are. The suit accuses Revolve of violating multiple laws, including the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act, the Consumer Legal Remedies Act, and other consumer protection statutes across more than 20 states. The National Advertising Division, which oversees industry self-regulation, even recommended earlier this year that Revolve improve the transparency of its influencer posts. The lawsuit seeks $50 million in damages, and it's not just Revolve that's named. Some of their affiliate companies and 3 influencers are co-defendants. And while those 3 are explicitly listed, this could have ripple effects for many others in the creator space. Just because an influencer isn't named now doesn't mean they're in the clear. The FTC has been stepping up its enforcement in recent years. While brands typically take the brunt of the legal consequences, influencers themselves can be held accountable, especially if they repeatedly ignore the rules. In the past, the FTC has issued warning letters and in some cases even taken enforcement actions. So what does this all mean for the industry? It might just be a wake-up call. The influencer space has long operated in a gray area when it comes to sponsorship transparency, but this case could bring some much-needed clarity and consequences. Creators might start thinking twice before skipping that #ad tag, and brands could face more scrutiny for how they run these influencer programs. This case is still unfolding, and we don't know yet how it'll all play out. But one thing is clear: the era of vague captions and undisclosed sponsorships might be coming to an end. If anything, this lawsuit is a reminder that honesty in advertising matters. And yes, that includes TikTok hauls and Instagram OOTDs. Let's hope everyone involved takes this as an opportunity to be more transparent moving forward. A simple disclosure isn't just the right thing to do, it's also the law. So that's the full breakdown for now. What do you think about all of this? Are you surprised? Let me know your thoughts below and stay tuned. This story is far from over.